Each year, millions of tons of waste plastic is incinerated or ends up as landfill. But a US company has started a revolution in recycling.
The real reason plastics aren't recycled at high volumes, say, compared to the metals, is because it's much more complicated. MBA essentially broke the code and figured out how to recycle these very complex materials.
We take a low-value material, such as the shredded mixed plastic from end-of-life durable goods, and we could turn that into a high-value commodity.
The value of plastics is actually higher than steel on a price per weight basis. So that's the real loss in not recycling plastics. But there's also a huge environmental burden. So the challenges for us are first to remove the things that aren't plastic, and there's a fair amount of metal in there. There's fabrics and textiles, rubber and foam, and then of course there's the plastics that we're after, and they come in all sizes and shapes. I may have 10 or 15 or even 20 types of plastic in my hand right now, and then the real job becomes of separating these different plastics from one another. I have a PhD in plastics. I can't tell you which plastic is which, and our process is much better than I am at it.
I used to work in the car component industry for 14 years, and I remember a time where we were desperately looking for recycled plastics because plastics prices were going up incredibly. And I always thought, if there is a company out on the market which is able to provide recycling plastics with a stable quality and in stable volumes, then this company must be successful.
The MBA process is based on a complex set of proprietary technologies.
After we've separated the materials by type and by grade, we then upgrade them through a compounding step, and we make a final pellet that's indistinguishable for many purposes from virgin material. We look at ourselves not as a plastics recycler, but as a plastics provider. We're selling plastics to the largest manufacturers in the world. We had to become global essentially overnight.
MBA opened its first plant in Richmond, California, and in 2006 opened a 40,000-ton facility in Guangzhou to develop its business in China.
Our business in China has expanded rapidly. It's in the heart of the electronics industry in southern China. Our plant is located within about 200 kilometers of most of the manufacturing of these electronics in China.
Yeah, and I'm very proud of, to make the so faster progress here in China, and I will be even more proud of that. In the near future, we build up more factories here.
In 2006, MBA also opened a recycling facility in Kaimarten, Austria, to start developing its business in Europe.
I have two major goals for the future. One is to keep my colleagues in operations busy and ensure that all our plants will be running at full capacity. And the other one is to expand and diversify the usage of our premium grades under the EvoSource brand.
In 2009, MBA started construction of its biggest facility yet, located in the UK in Worksop, Nottinghamshire, in a joint development with EMR. EMR is a global leader in recycled products and environmental services and is a key strategic partner for MBA. The new plant houses the world's most advanced plastics recycling facility.
It's the first MBA polymers plant that's been designed to treat automotive shredder residue, the residue that comes from end-of-life vehicles after they have been shredded.
For EMR, this is a very significant development. Each year we recycle about 2 million tonnes of consumer-related goods. Typically, we've only been able to recover about 75% of that material, which is mostly the metallic contents. This is a big step forward for us in being able to take another fraction of material out and turn it into a primary recycled material.
We are taking a product that people essentially have in the past thrown away at worst or burnt at best, and returning it back to its prime use.
The UK plant is particularly significant for two reasons. One, it's our largest and our most technologically advanced, but it's also processing perhaps the most complicated mixed plastic waste stream on the planet.
One question we frequently get asked is how big and how much potential is there for the MBA technology and the MBA business model. We believe that there's at least potential for producing 1 million tons of post-consumer recycled plastic. That's 1 million tons. If we sell it at even $1,000 a ton, that's $1 billion business. So there's a huge market potential.
We are very excited about the range of new customers we've got to work with, who we've convinced we can be a high quality and reliable supplier of significant quantities of post-consumer recycled plastics. And that means more plants, more jobs, more recycled plastic.
This has been a 20-year journey developing this technology and having a lot of people in my industry, the plastics industry, say that it was impossible. Our plans going forward are to build 1 to 2 manufacturing plants per year around the world. I'm an environmentalist at heart, but I'm a businessman bottom line. So for me, it was always about creating a new type of plastics company that would have a lower cost basis. Whenever I walk into the factory, the first thing I listen for is the material going into the silos. That means we're making money.